Hi, welcome back to my channel, The Nurtured Budget. My name is Michelle and I'm a 36-year-old mom and an Etsy shop owner who recently started cash budgeting to achieve my financial goals. Happy Saturday. Today is going to be our budget with me for June. I'm going to do today a little bit differently. I normally have a bit of a longer budget with me, but I wanted to try something different to see if it would be more beneficial and then it would be less long, but we'll find out together. So today we have our budget with me for June. Let's start off with reading our June quote. I sometimes forget to do this, I think. Tomorrow you will wish you had started today. Absolutely. It is never too late to start. So if there's anything that is scaring you, don't let it scare you. Just start small, baby steps, and I think you will be shocked by the progress you make if you just try. So I wanted to go over the steps that I take to do my next month's budget. So you guys know I always do my electronic spreadsheet. So that is step one for me. I copy the previous months. I set up all my dates for my separate bank accounts. And then I clear all this out. And then I clear out my actuals. And then I just assign all of my budgets based on what my actual was last month, because like my gas and electric, those will vary each month because it goes based off usage, right? So those ones will always change. And then I have my Amazon Subscribe and Save that changes a little bit each month as well. What I do is I just go through each week, whatever is due this first week, I put that amount here. This total is less my check. So this is what I have left in my account each week. Let me zoom you in a little bit. Maybe that will be a little bit more helpful because you can't really see it if it's far away. So I have, this is my Chase account, my Ally subscription account, and then my Capital One checking for my gas. So I have 4 pay periods for this month. I set out those Wednesdays that I get paid. And then this is the amount that goes into my account. Gas, you'll see I have the full amount there because I don't know what my gas is going to be until I get it. And then next we have like my Ally. So my first week I have my Netflix and then my HP all-in-one printing services. And then I'm also putting $20 towards sinking funds. So if I take that less what's put in there, which is $50, that leaves me with $1.69 left. And then each week, whatever's left over, I roll it over to the next week. I'll clear this out. I'll do minus 169 and then add 169. So then it carries over. And then if you look here at the end, the total, this is what I have left over for the month. So that's how I kind of figure out what this cash envelope dollar amounts are going to be. So I put in all my bills and then I say like, okay, I have $480 something left. So I'm going to do $475 for cash envelopes. And then I'm doing 20 down here for, it says savings and sinkings, but it's actually going to go towards like my envelopes as well. So that is like the easiest way for me to see it. And then every time I make any transaction, I highlight it in a tan so I know that it's complete and done. And then I have unplanned expenses. So this is anything that I'm going to use. So say I need to use that $16. That's my buffer, but say I need to use it, that would go under unplanned. And then if I have anything extra in gas, I may put that in savings or unplanned, but I always get this ready first, and then I put everything in here. This is like my holy grail. I have been doing this for a very long time, to at least know like on a daily, like what is in my, or not daily, but like weekly, what is in my account. So I've always done this, but I've never stuck to my budget. Like I've always just overspent in other ways. So now I'm actually sticking it because I have my cash envelope section that I'm doing. So that was a new addition along with my sinking funds. So I didn't have this, I only had these items. So that is how we're making progress, is cash budgeting and sticking to the plan. So let's go ahead and zoom back out. So that's step one. Fill out my electronic spreadsheet for my budget for the month. And then this is my weekly. So these are all my monthly bills. Here you have your income. I have my bill, my subscriptions. Then I have my cash envelopes and then sinking funds. So that all is here. And then this is my weekly. So I know each week what is coming out of every check, so I can make sure that my account has enough money to deduct those expenses. So then here, when I initially bought this, I didn't realize that I truly don't need that because I have this. So I say this all the time, I'm simply using it just to have another visual, and I really like the tracking portion of it. I like to track my expenses. That's something that I don't have in my spreadsheet, and that's what I will be doing. That's what I need to focus on once I'm done with this book. So I'm merely using this book because I have it. I truly don't need my budget paycheck tracker or my cash envelope breakdown because I have all of that already. This I did create my own along with this. I have an A5 budget planner that I created that has, you know, your calendar, your paycheck planning, your cash envelope planning, and then it has my expense tracking along with unstuffing, and then there's some sinking funds trackers and a debt tracker. There's a few things on there. I kind of made it into what I need, and then also how can I make it friendly to accommodate what others need. So that's why I added this, because I won't be using it. I will be just using this, my expense tracking, my unstuffing, and whatnot. So once 2025 is over, this book is going to be no longer, and I'm going to be using my A5 binder with my spreadsheets that I created with my budget planner. So step 2 is then I go in and I add everything to the calendar. I have all my pay dates, and then I have when every bill is going to come out. So I know any bill that is after this date. So garbage, Target, HP All-in-One, NIPSCO, actually don't worry about NIPSCO. So those 3 are going to come out of this check. This, anytime in Netflix, that is going to be coming out from the end of May's, whatever my May rollover is, that's where this is going to be coming from because it's obviously before this. So I have to plan for, hey, I'm going to have these charges come out on off of my May income. So that's on there. And then so for this next one, I have my NIPSCO, Jeep, T-Mobile, Peacock, Gym, Discover, Electric. Then we're done, and then it goes on. So this is just an easy way to see what bills come out. It's just like another method to see my bills at an overview. And then I also have like important notes, like my registration is due for my car, my boat. I've been talking about that for a very long time. So that is something that is due for me this month, and it's due on the 21st. So I need to make sure that I just have that good to go. So that is step 2, is my calendar. Step 3 is then I go into my weekly paycheck trackers and I fill that out. Normally I do that with you guys, but today I wanted to do it a little bit differently to see if just explaining what I do is better, or do you like seeing me plan everything out? And I guess I've really already planned it because I put it on my spreadsheet, so you're just watching me plan it out on here. One moment, please. Okay, so I forget where I left off, but we're on step 3, is filling out my weekly budget by paycheck on this. I normally do it with you guys, but like I said, doing it differently to see how that goes, to just break down the steps, and maybe next month I'll resume how I was doing it prior. So I've already filled that out. I did leave out my cash planning because I did want to write that in with you guys and get that. So we have for household here, I'm going to do $10. I'll do 10 over here. And then eating out, we have 75. Groceries is $3.95. Kids is 10. And then personal is 5. Now, the way I cash stuff is a little bit different. Sometimes I do it once a month. Sometimes I do it twice a month. Sometimes I'll do it 3 times, but like the third time will probably be a mini. But it looks like this month I will only be doing 1, and it's all going to come out of this first one. So I give myself, let's see what we have. It's like $2.95 for the month to spend between eating out, groceries, kids, personal, and household. And if anything else random comes up that I haven't saved for, I'll just take it from there. If it's, something that I can do. So 75, $3.95, 10, and then 5. And then let's do our cash breakdown. 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, and then 100. All right, let's see. So we'll do 150, 120, 15 for 75. Here we'll do 200s, 250s, and then let's do 320s. Actually, let's do 420s. So it'll give us 80, and then 110 and 15. Kids will do 2 5s. Personal, we'll do 5 1s. Household, we're going to do 110. So we have 5, 5. We have 4, which should be 20, 2, 20. Then we have 5, which should be 100. 3, which is 150. And 2 and 200. So let's just go ahead and add this up, and then I'll add that up and verify that it is correct. Oh, 75 plus 395 plus 10 plus 5 plus 10. So that is our 495, and yeah, so that is perfect. And then we'll do 495 here. We're going to do 5 plus 20 plus 20 plus 100 plus 150 plus 200, 495. Love it. Love when it matches. So I would consider the cash planning portion to be step 4. So step 1 is electronic. Step 2 is the calendar. Step 3 is filling out the weekly. Step 4 is filling out your cash planning. And then I would say step 5 is your cash stuffing. So that's how it works for me. Let me know how you do it. That makes sense. But I think I have everything filled out properly. I do like to do some highlighting sometimes, but I didn't do it last month, and I don't think I'm going to do it this month, because truly the only thing that's important to me on highlighting is when I'm doing my expense tracking. So, yeah, so we don't need this one. We don't need that. There's no 5 weeks. And then I will leave the other 3 open for the cash planning, because for some reason it may change. I highly doubt it, but you never know. So we are good here. Let's just go ahead and get my trackers filled out. So we have June, and this is going to be my Chase, and then I don't know my starting balance yet. And then I always do 2 for my Chase, because that one has a higher transactions coming out of it, so it makes more sense to have 2 pages. And then same thing with cash. I'm going to have 2 as well. I don't know my starting balance because I don't know what I'm going to have left over yet until May is done. But I like to have 2. And then for the last 2 pages, I have my Ally, which is subscriptions, and then I have my Capital One for gas. A lot of times I will have to, this isn't enough for my Ally, and I'll have to come over here and put like a line and use the rest of this, because I never really need a full sheet for my Capital One, because it is truly just gas. Sometimes savings or like miscellaneous will come out of there, but truly it is just gas. So I think that is all I have for you guys today. Like I said, I wanted to make it short, a little bit simpler than what I have in the past, and I kind of just wanted to break down what steps I use to do my budget for each month. So those are the things that I do that works for me. Next year in 2026, I will be doing this, and then I will be doing my A5, not the Minecraft, but my A5 budget planner. So I have my budget categories, then I have my calendar, we have sinking fund trackers, we have a debt tracker, and then we get into our budget planning. Then here's the budget, or the paycheck planning, and then the cash envelope planning. So I won't be using this, but I will use this. I'm going to just use my electronic version, and then it repeats for 5 weeks, just in case you're a weekly check earner like I am. And then I'll be using my expense tracker. So this will be a must. And then I have my unstuffing, and then we have new month, and it continues on. So that is what I have right now. I have that available in my Etsy shop as a digital download, or I will print a physical copy for you. There are 2 options, but if I know myself, I will probably change this by the time I use it next year. I will find more things that I need to add to it, or maybe remove from it, just based on what works for me and what I think other people need. So yeah, that is all I have for you today. I can't believe that we are already budgeting for June. So wild. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Please make sure to like this video, comment below, and then subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future content. Thank you, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.